From a flicker of candlelight in 1789 to the glare of modern screens in the West Wing, every president has held the pen. Executive orders not passed by Congress, but etched into law by command. Some shaped history. Some sparked controversy. Others were forgotten. Until now. This is where we break them down. Every signature, every shift in power, every consequence still felt today. From Washington to Biden, welcome to Executive Order Watch.
Democracy, we live for it. For democracy, we fight for it. For democracy, we've died for it. And for democracy, we watch it. This is Executive Order Watch.
Truth seekers, you still with me? We just took a step back and peeled open the pages of President Eisenhower's first term. We saw highways laid, nuclear tensions rise, and civil rights rumble beneath the surface. We saw how a calm voice in a loud world made quiet decisions that shook the future. But the year is now 1957, and the work ain't finished. Because see, America wasn't just built with speeches or battles. It was built with signatures, on documents, on declarations, on decisions that came not from Congress, not from the court, but from that single desk in the Oval Office, executive orders. That's the tool presidents have used to shape the country when the clock was ticking, when the nation was divided, or when the system was too slow to do what was right. And in 1957, President Eisenhower was just beginning his second term, still issuing those orders, still pushing the country forward, inch by inch, even when the people couldn't yet feel the movement. But how do those orders from 1957, some of them forgotten by name, still influence the way we live, work, vote, and serve today? Well, we got someone still digging into that. He's still back in 1957, still walking through the archives, still drawing the lines between then and now. So let's pass it back. Ladies and gentlemen, truth seekers everywhere, President Joe Biden, still holding the flashlight, still connecting the foundation stones of this democracy.
Truth seekers, gather round. It was November 1956 when America reaffirmed its confidence in President Dwight D. Eisenhower, handing him a second term and a resounding victory. Let me break it down. Despite a serious heart attack in 1955, Eisenhower recovered and threw his hat in the ring again. Republican leaders, after urging and persuasion, backed him, and he faced no opposition at the convention, solidifying a powerful rematch against Adlai Stevenson. He entered the campaign as a war hero with a calm leadership style, trusted to keep us stable in turbulent times. He won on personal qualities, integrity, duty, decency, even likability, rather than just policy. And in the weeks before the vote, two global crises, the Hungarian Revolution and the Suez Crisis, unfolded. Americans saw a president handling world events with strength and restraint. That boosted his popularity even more. When the ballots were counted, Eisenhower carried 41 of 48 states and earned 57% of the popular vote, an even bigger slam dunk than in 1952. He even broke through in the Deep South, carrying Louisiana, West Virginia, and Kentucky, states not won by a Republican in decades. So as 1957 unfolds, Eisenhower is now firmly in his second term, a term that would continue to rely on executive orders as tools to shape America on issues from civil rights to national security. And speaking of those orders, it's time to pass the mic. Truth seekers, here to pick up that thread and show us how those executive decisions from 1957 built the ongoing foundation of American governance. Let's hear from President Joe Biden, still walking through time, still linking the past to our present.
The second term began not with celebration, but with responsibility. The people of this nation had placed their trust in me once again, and I did not take that lightly. My duty was clear: to protect the peace, to strengthen the republic, and to steer the country through the dangerous currents of a changing world. That year, the world changed fast. In Arkansas, 9 brave children, black children, walked into a white high school in Little Rock. They were met not with cheers, but with jeers, with violence, with hatred. And when the governor refused to uphold the law of the land, I acted. I sent in the 101st Airborne Division, because in America, we don't get to choose which laws we follow, not even governors. The Constitution applies to us all. That was not just a decision of politics. It was a decision of principle. Across the globe, the Soviet Union launched Sputnik, the first satellite to circle the Earth. That small object, no larger than a beach ball, made a sound heard across every classroom in America. It meant we were behind in science, in engineering, in imagination, and so began what they would call the space race. We responded not with panic, but with purpose. I supported the creation of ARPA, and soon after, NASA. We would not be second in space, or in anything else. At home, the economy was booming, but cracks were forming. Automation was changing labor. Urban centers were growing, but so were disparities. We had to look deeper than the numbers and ask ourselves, are we building a future for everyone? In foreign affairs, I stood firm. I warned against entanglement, but I knew we had to lead. From the Middle East to the Pacific, we supported allies, checked Soviet expansion, and upheld our commitments. Quiet strength. That was the doctrine. And as president, I governed with balance. I believed in limited government, but not in active government. I believed that leadership required foresight, discipline, and moral clarity. I didn't use many words, but I chose them carefully. I didn't seek the spotlight, but I bore the weight of the office fully. Now, while much of my work was seen on the front page or over the airwaves, some of it happened in documents, directives, executive orders. They weren't headlines, but they were handshakes with history. And now we're going to look at those orders, each one a thread in the fabric of that year. Some subtle, some bold, all part of the American story. Let's begin. Executive Order 10,694. Authorizing the Secretaries of the Army, Navy, and Air Force to issue citations in the name of the President of the United States to military and naval units for outstanding performance in action on January 10, 1957. Executive Order 10,695, revoking paragraph 2B of Executive Order number 10,096 of January 23, 1950, entitled Providing for a Uniform Patent Policy for the Government with Respect to Inventions Made by Government Employees. And on January 16, 1957, Executive Order 10,695A radio frequencies on January 16, 1957. Executive Order 10,696, creating an emergency board to investigate a dispute between the Railway Express Agency Incorporated and certain of its employees represented by the International Brotherhood of Teamsters on January 25, 1957. Executive Order 10,697, tariff of United States Foreign Service fees on February 6, 1957. Executive Order 10,698, amendment of Executive Order number 10,648, restoring certain portions of the Fort Ruger Military Reservation to the jurisdiction of the Territory of Hawaii on February 8, 1957. Executive Order 10,699, inspection of income, excess profits, declared value, excess profits, capital stock, estate and gift tax returns by the Senate Committee Government Operations on February 19, 1957. Executive Order 10,700, further providing for the Operations Coordinating Board on February 25, 1957. Executive Order 10,701, inspection of income, excess profits, declared value, excess profits, capital stock, estate, and gift tax returns by the Committee on Un-American Activities, House of Representatives on March 12, 1957. Executive Order 10702, Rear Admiral Richard E. Beyer on March 12, 1957. Executive Order 10,703, inspection of income, excess profits, declared value, excess profits, capital stock, estate, and gift tax returns by the Select Committee of the Senate established by Senate Resolution 74, 85th Congress, to investigate improper activities in labor management relations and for other purposes on March 17, 1957. Executive Order 10,704, change in membership of the President's Council on Youth Fitness on March 25, 1957. Executive Order 10,705, delegations of certain authority of the President relating to radio stations and communications on April 17, 1957. Executive Order 10,706, inspection of income, excess profits declared value, excess profits capital stock, estate and gift tax returns by the Senate Committee on the Judiciary on April 25, 1957. Executive Order 10,707, establishing a seal for the United States Coast Guard on May 6, 1957. Executive Order 10,708, further providing for the administration of the Agricultural Trade Development and Assistance Act of 1954 as amended on May 6, 1957. Executive Order 10,709, creating an emergency board to investigate a dispute between the Toledo-Lorraine and Fairport Dock Company, the Toledo Lakefront Dock Company, and the Cleveland Stevedore Company, and certain of their on May 9, 1957. Executive Order 10,710, creating a board of inquiry to report on a labor dispute affecting the operations of atomic energy facilities on May 14, 1957. Executive Order 10,711, restoring certain lands comprising portions of the Lualuale Military Reservation to the jurisdiction of the Territory of Hawaii on May 14, 1957. Executive Order 10,712, inspection of income, excess profits, declared value, excess profits, capital stock estate and gift tax returns by the Senate Committee on the Judiciary on May 17, 1957. Executive Order 10,713, providing for the administration of the Ryukyu Islands on June 5, 1957. Executive Order 10,714, amending the Selective Service Regulations on June 13, 1957. Executive Order 10715, revoking Executive Order number 9775 of September 3, 1946 on June 17, 1957. Executive Order 10716, administration of the International Cultural Exchange and Trade Fair Participation Act of 1956 on June 17, 1957. Executive Order 10,717, the President's Award for Distinguished Federal Civilian Service on June 27, 1957. Executive Order 10,718, delegating to the Secretary of State authority to prescribe the rates or tariffs of fees for official services at United States embassies, legations, and consulates on June 27, 1957. Executive Order 10,719, restoring certain lands of the Schofield Barracks Military Reservation to the jurisdiction of the Territory of Hawaii on July 3, 1957. Executive Order 10720, amendment of Executive Order Num 10,678, placing certain matters under the administration or jurisdiction of the Federal Facilities Corporation on July 11, 1957. Executive Order 10,721, the Honorable Walter F. George on August 5, 1957. Executive Order 10,722, amendment of Executive Order number 10,590, establishing the President's Committee on Government Employment Policy on August 5, 1957. Executive Order 10,723, creating an emergency board to investigate a dispute between the General Managers Association of New York representing multiple railroads and certain of their employees on August 6, 1957. Executive Order 10,724, establishing a Career Executive Committee on August 12, 1957. Executive Order 10725, suspension of the provision of Section 5751B of Title 10, United States Code, which relates to officers of the Marine Corps of the grade of captain on August 16, 1957. Executive Order 10,726, suspension of compliance with certain statutory provisions relating to employment in the Canal Zone on August 16, 1957. Executive Order 10,727, designating the Preparatory Commission of the International Atomic Energy Agency, the International Atomic Energy Agency, and the Universal Postal Union as public international organizations entitled to enjoy certain privileges, exemptions, and immunities on August 31, 1957. Executive Order 10,728, establishing the President's Committee on Fundraising within the Federal Service on September 6, 1957. Executive Order 10,729, Special Assistant to the President for Personnel Management on September 16, 1957. Executive Order 10,730, providing assistance for the removal of an obstruction of justice within the state of Arkansas on September 24, 1957. Executive Order 10,731, delegating to the Director of the Bureau of the Budget the authority of the President to transfer certain records, property, and personnel on October 10, 1957. Executive Order 10,732, amendment of Executive Order Number 10,250, providing for the performance of certain functions of the President by the Secretary of the Interior on October 10, 1957. Executive Order 10,733, providing for an additional member and for an executive vice chairman of the Government Contract Committee on October 10, 1957. Executive Order 10,734, amendment of Executive Order Number 10,657, relating to the transfer to the Housing and Home Finance Administrator of certain functions under the Atomic Energy Community Act of 1955 on October 17, 1957. Executive Order 10,735, amending the Selective Service Regulations on October 17, 1957. Executive Order 10,736, adopting an official seal for the Department of the Navy on October 23, 1957. Executive Order 10,737, further providing for the administration of disaster relief on October 29, 1957. Executive Order 10,738, inspection of estate and gift tax returns by state tax officials on November 15, 1957. Executive Order 10,739, amendment of Executive Order Number 10,152, prescribing regulations relating to incentive pay for the performance of hazardous duty by members of the Uniformed Services on November 15, 1957. Executive Order 10,740, change in the membership of the President's Council on Youth Fitness on November 21, 1957. Executive Order 10,741, establishing the Trade Policy Committee on November 25, 1957. Executive Order 10,742, further providing for the administration of foreign aid functions on November 29, 1957. Executive Order 10,743, sale of vessels of the Navy on December 10, 1957. Executive Order 10,744, excusing federal employees from duty for 1/2 day on December 24 and 1/2 day on December 31, 1957, on December 10, 1957. Executive Order 10,745, amendment of Section 203 of Executive Order Number 10,577 of November 22, 1954, providing for the conversion of certain career conditional appointments to career appointments on December 12, 1957. Executive Order 10,746, further providing for the administration of the Agricultural Trade Development and Assistance Act of 1954 as amended on December 12, 1957. Executive Order 10,747, designating the Secretary of State to act for the United States in certain matters pertaining to Japanese war criminals on December 31, 1957.
Pauline's Pizza,
Good evening, folks.
where we deliver happiness one slice at a time. What's your craving today?
Yeah, hi. Is Seymour there?
Oh, Seymour. I think he might be busy making our special pies. But hey, why not swing by the pizzeria? We've got a pie with your name on it. Anything else I can help you with?
I was looking for Seymour Butts.
Ah, I see. Well, if you're looking for Seymour Butts, he might be hiding behind a pepperoni slice. Anything else I can do for you today?
No, that's it.
Hi, I'm Terrence, a marketing professional with a passion for helping your business grow smarter and faster. Here at DaBomb Digital Media, based right here in Atlanta, Georgia, we specialize in bringing your vision to life. Whether you're launching your first website or reimagining your entire digital presence, we've got you covered. From modern website design and search engine optimization to setting up your own AI-powered agency tools, we deliver innovative solutions that keep you ahead of the curve. Ready to unlock your business's full potential? Let's build something remarkable together. For more information, visit our YouTube channel. Just search DaBomb Digital Media on YouTube and start exploring tips, success stories, and everything you need to elevate your
57.
Good evening, folks. Let's turn the page back to 1957, a year of confrontation, courage, and calculation. It was the beginning of President Dwight D. Eisenhower's second term, and the world was holding its breath. At home, the fabric of our democracy was tested in Little Rock, Arkansas. Abroad, Sputnik, that little Soviet satellite, ignited the space race. The Cold War tightened its grip, the Middle East simmered, and civil rights moved from courtroom decisions into schoolyard standoffs. Now, you all know me. I believe in action guided by principle. And so did Ike. He may have been soft-spoken, but the man governed with conviction. He used one of the most powerful tools a president has, executive orders, to shape the future in a way that didn't always make headlines, but made lasting change. In 1957, Eisenhower issued over 50 executive orders, many of them quiet acts of governance, but several of them thundered through time. Let me walk you through the top 10 that mattered most then and still matter now. Top 10 executive orders of 1957, Executive Order 10,730, providing assistance for the removal of an obstruction of justice within the state of Arkansas. When a governor tried to defy the Supreme Court's order to desegregate schools, Eisenhower federalized the National Guard and sent in the 101st Airborne. That order wasn't just about law, it was about justice, and it remains a defining moment of presidential courage in defense of civil rights. Executive Order 10,747, designating the Secretary of State to act for the United States in certain matters pertaining to Japanese war criminals. This helped close a difficult chapter from World War II, showing the world that accountability and diplomacy could go hand in hand. Executive Order 10,741, establishing the Trade Policy Committee that was the seed of what would become today's interagency trade strategy. You see its legacy in how we negotiate everything from steel to semiconductors.
Some write history with blood, some with laws, but the sharpest stroke comes from the pen. Executive power ain't just a tool, it's a weapon wielded by the few, affecting the many. They sign it, we live it. They order it, we obey it. Here, watching, digging, remembering, from the plantation to the proclamation, from internment camps to civil rights stands, from surveillance laws to student loan draws. Order can change your life, and you might not even know it, but now you do. So stay locked in, stay woke, stay sharp. We ain't just talking about power, we tracking it. Executive Order Watch, and we ain't blinking.